We probably should have seen one of these coming.
Nobody told me how lonely being a man is. I had closer friendships with random women I met in the bathroom before I transitioned at clubs because of how open women are than I've had in my 8 years of transitioning. Because women are just so much more vulnerable and deep than men. But to have known, and I think a lot of trans men,
Guys, when I first saw this, and don't worry, I'll play the full minute and 30 seconds here in a second, I couldn't help but think to myself that maybe this was a joke. Maybe this was a troll post. Maybe this person was just doing this to troll ladies or whatnot. But then I actually went and looked it up, and nothing's actually refuted this. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of assume that this right here is actually true, and we're going to go ahead and kind of go through this. But obviously, there has been some regret on behalf of one of the people that I'm going to go ahead and take a wild guess was influenced very heavily by the leftoids out there. You probably think to yourself, this person's obviously having a very very rough time, going through some very very bad stuff. A lot of emotion. What the hell am I talking about? I don't feel sorry for this guy at all. Or gal, whatever the world I gotta say to get through the YouTube community guideline standards or whatever before they put the yellow the yellow dollar sign up there. Okay, so look, here's the deal. This person right here obviously decided to take to TikTok, posted, and of course it went viral on Twitter. I just now got around to it. I've researched it and everything, and apparently it seems to be pretty well legit. So we have to explain why it is that this person probably should have done some research before they decided to transition.
nobody told me how lonely being a man is. I had closer friendships with random women I met in the bathroom before I transitioned at clubs because of how open women are than I've had in my 8 years of transitioning. Because women are just so much more vulnerable and deep than men. But to have known, and I think a lot of trans men feel this, is we knew what depth felt like before we transitioned. We knew what it felt like to have people want to hug us and to have people want to talk to us and to have a community. And then you transition and you're just a guy walking down the street that people cross the street so that they're not near you. And friendships are so much harder to build. And people are colder. What's hard is none of this invalidates how real and raw women and people who are in marginalized groups feel about cis white men. All of that's valid. But I also now understand why the suicide rate is so much higher in men. Because this shit is lonely. And I'm an emotionally mature man. I know how to build friendships, and it is still really, really hard. Try to think about how you can, in your small little community where you feel safe, can reach out to the men in your life and just help them feel maybe seen for a moment. Or do little conversations to help their emotional maturity so that they can reach out to people and have deeper guy friendships.
Okay, look, I could go through everything bit by bit, piece by piece, but I don't think I'm going to need to do this. I'm going to just go ahead and give you guys the very, very, very just checklist of what you have to deal with as a man nowadays. And by the way, you are white, so therefore you're already going to be in a category where all these rules I'm about to say to you is in fact going to apply. Ladies, I want you to know right now, I am not doing this video to demean women or anything like that. I do, in fact, love y'all. I really do. But then again, at the same time, though, as a man who has been in many, 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 many failed endeavors as far as flings, girlfriends, whatever, I just want you to know right now that we men are not mind readers. And quite frankly, we cannot see what the hell is on your mind all the time. I just figured I'd go ahead and get that out there. So, no, I'm just going through some things that, quite frankly, are commonly referenced. Of course, these right here are actually statistically backed up, and of course, they are also very, very true. So, let's go ahead and go through this really quick. First of all, when it comes to forming relationships, right now at this moment in time, we have 2/3 of men age 18 to 30 that are single and cannot get laid or even form a relationship. Whereas 2/3 of women, on the other hand, are in fact in a relationship or possibly looking to get married. The single women that we see in the cities, not the single women that we see everywhere in the country. I want to go ahead and kind of make that point abundantly clear before somebody comes in here and screams a misogynist white male, which, by the way, I am obviously a straight white male, but still at the same time, though, we got to talk about this. Social media, of course, Tinder, apps, all that type of stuff, OnlyFans, crap like that right there. Men oftentimes don't know what the hell we're getting into when we actually meet somebody. To go on top of this is where I wouldn't say it plays with our emotions that much, but it definitely plays with our minds to a certain degree. Just figure I'd toss that out there. The self-deletion rate for men is much, much higher than it is for women. The fact that you are a white male in this world today, you're automatically going to come under the most amount of scrutiny, especially when it comes to, I don't know, anything on the television, anything related to the news media. It typically tends to be look for the straight white male, look for the white male, look for the low nut, the white male. Every time a shooting happens, look for the white male. Oftentimes, of course, our media loves to get that one wrong, especially given everything that's going on. But I think the last mass shooter was actually, I'm just going to leave that there so that way I don't get in trouble. But here's the thing. If you are a white male, you are obviously going to be under scrutiny for just about anything and everything. Not to mention you have the left attacking us as toxic all the time. This person over here talked about the emotional aspect. That's basically what I got. I'm not citing anything in specific. I'm just giving you the checklist of the amount of crap that we have to deal with. And obviously this person did not research this before deciding to transition over. Okay, I just figured I'd go ahead and throw that out there. If a war is to break out, white males are probably going to be the first ones to be drafted. I mean, I can already hear somebody saying that. There's not true. Use your eyes, use your common sense. Let's go ahead and be honest. The largest demographic in America right now is still whites. Okay? So typically, it tends to be us to be the very, very first ones to be sacrificed in case anything happens. I also mentioned the relationship aspect. Right now, women are dating the top 1%, and they only want the top 1%. If you ask a woman what the hell she thinks or what the hell if she had to make the perfect man, what the hell would it be? And it always turns out to be what? Another woman. That right there is what the hell they describe. The Me Too movement completely messed this entire thing up. Men are automatically going to be under attack, especially if you are a white male. Black males are also under a heavy amount of attacks. Males in generals are normally the first ones to get attacked and also called toxic. Now, really quick, before we go any further, and before I decide to go in this massive rant, which, by the way, this video is probably going to devolve into a rant, I gotta say this really quick. What do you think you're doing? Seriously, what do you think you're doing when you're pushing somebody who's already got potentially a disorder? What do you think you're doing when you push them into something like, say, transitioning? What do you think you're doing to them? Okay, you're putting them at an extreme disadvantage in life. Not to mention the fact that we have the constant promotion of the lifestyle, which, by the way, like I said before, I'm not trying to insult anybody. I'm trying to warn you of what you're doing to this particular person, what you're doing to this individual. I mean, you claim to care about the person, but then you turn right back around. The very first thing you do is you say, "Hey, look, man. Oh, you feel like this right here for a day. Oh, why don't you go get the procedure? Why don't you go get the surgery?" And then the person sits there and they think on it, and they really and truly think that maybe they should go do that. And by the way, this person right here does not look like somebody who's uber or like super, super young. I'd say probably their 20s, maybe late 20s. Maybe this person has been in this state for a while. Maybe they've been this way for about a year or two. Obviously, waking up to the fact that men don't have it as easy as what the media tells them, given the self-deletion rate amongst males, given all the attacks on males, especially white males, given the fact that you're going to be assumed to be the perpetrator in any type of mass shooting or anything like that, especially given the fact that men also at the same time typically are the ones that get stiffed in divorce hearings. We always end up having to pay child support more times than not. These right here are all statistics that, by the way, I'm going to leave in the description box because, quite frankly, I've already got to edit a lot of things out of this video to get it through the YouTube community guideline standards. Fact of the matter is that being a man just is not easy, especially given the fact that the media already has given people a very, very bad stigma on us. And then to go on top of that there, you're talking about relationships and stuff, and I got to tell you right now, if you really and truly want a straight woman to date you, then maybe what you need is, I don't know what I said earlier, that thing that like helps you like reproduce, that thing that actually makes you identifiable as a man or as a boy when you come out your mama's womb, which, by the way, they only come out of women's wombs. So I don't care what you say. Fact of the matter is that being a man, especially in today's world, especially here in the United States, especially in the West, just is not easy. And maybe you should have done some research. I mean, guys, I'm really and truly trying to be as absolutely empathetic with this as possible. I can't be sympathetic to this right here because we kind of told you. We've been screaming about this for a while, and now we have one of those cases where somebody is obviously regretting it. By the way, I need to say this really quick. This is the real reason why Candace Owens and Michael Knowles and Matt Walsh. I could give a crap less about Walsh, and I'm kind of on the outs with Candace, but I like Knowles. He's okay, and Peterson's okay. Jordan Peterson can be very, very cringe from time to time, but man, when he goes on his rants, he's absolutely freaking hilarious. I just figured I'd go ahead and say that. But maybe you should have done some more research, or maybe you should have sought help one more time. But then again, though, we're kind of beyond that stage. It's the way it looks to me. Which also makes me wonder why in the world you would want to transition into becoming a man, especially given all the scrutiny, especially on white males. It makes me honestly wonder. But then again, though, I look at studies like this right here. I look at this type of thing here, and you're asking me to feel sorry for this person, and I really and truly cannot do that. Has anybody looked at the rates on, I don't know, that little word that we're not allowed to say here on YouTube, and now you just made matters worse? I've said for a very long time that the only thing that the radical left is doing is sending these people into a much, much larger depression, especially when given the fact that you're trying to put these people on a pedestal who, quite frankly, need help. I already know I'm probably going to get the yellow dollar sign, but still at the same time, I'm already into this, so I might as well finish it. By putting these people on a pedestal, you're always just going to, the only thing you're going to do is just force these people to go through more scrutiny. Scrutiny for some people, especially if you have a mental condition or some type of emotional disorder, is always going to be a lot worse. Okay? I just figured I'd go ahead and throw that out there, which, by the way, is going to do what? Increase anxiety. It's going to increase depression. It's going to increase those tendencies that would make somebody do that phrase I just mentioned. And do I have to say it again? Men are oftentimes the ones who have the highest self-deletion rate. Also, other things you have to weigh in. Let's say you do get into a relationship, say you do get married. Guess what? If you are a man, unless you had that girl sign a prenup, guess what's going to happen? More than likely, the court, regardless of the scenario, is probably going to side with the mother, and at best, you're probably going to be left with joint custody, where guess what? She's probably going to get the kids a little bit more than you do, and you're probably still going to pay child support. Oh, that's right. Men oftentimes have to pay alimony. By the way, I'm not in favor of alimony unless it's in an absolutely extreme circumstance, meaning that I think alimony, for the most part, is nothing more than good old-fashioned reparations. That's really and truly what it is. Fact of the matter is, being a man in today's world with the whole Me Too thing and all the toxic masculinity crap. Oh, by the way, that's right. Elon Musk actually banned the term cis on Twitter. So, yay. Here's the thing, because it's just such a freaking stupid term, all right? Cis male, cis woman, cis this, cis that, birthing person. All this political correctness is completely out of control. I am amazed that you would even consider transitioning into becoming a man. So while it is that I am supposed to feel bad and I'm supposed to be empathetic, believe me, I am empathetic to this person. I really and truly am. I just think that maybe you should have maybe done some research into this type of stuff before you decided to do what it is that you decide to do to yourself. And of course, I think, and I'm just guessing that this person has probably been in this state for maybe a year or so. I'm just guessing. I understand that sometimes on TikTok or on social media, people sometimes will not tell the full truth about their situation. But then again, at the same time, assuming this was not some type of troll or whatnot, I got to go ahead and kind of lean with the fact that I guess this is actually true. People have been sharing it like crazy. People have been commenting on crazy. All I have to say is, what the hell do you expect when the side of the aisle that more than likely the people who pushed you to do this have been attacking men this entire time, calling us toxic, calling us trash, calling us misogynistic, throwing Me Too accusations everywhere, taking the money, of course, not wanting to hook up with regular Joes, this, that, and the other. I'm not some top 1%. I'd say I'm probably the top 30 to 20, 20 to 30%, but definitely not the top one. Definitely no Andrew Tate or anything like that. But still, at the same time, though, what did you expect? So this is what I'm going to say to you. You want to be a man? You want to be a man? I'm going to tell you exactly what it is I had to be told in my whiny stage. I'm going to tell you exactly what I had to be told in my depressive stage. And thank God I was given these words, because guess what? I eventually pulled myself together and got myself going in the right direction. The world will kick your ass. And I really and truly don't have a vague recollection when it wasn't kicking mine. So suck it up, Buttercup. Guys, John Claymore here. I just figured I would throw a rant out there. This video more than likely will be coming out on Saturday. It's one of those additional videos that I'm doing over the week while I'm still working on this office over here. I've already gotten a good portion of it taken care of. The other house, like I've mentioned on several occasions, looks way worse. It looks like a bit of a minefield walking through here. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Also, if you think I've earned your subscription, please hit the subscribe button. I would love to get you guys a subscription. Hit the notifications bell. Let's go ahead and grow this channel. Let's go ahead and grow all the other channels I'm about to create for different purposes. And please leave a comment in the comment section. I would love to get you guys' thoughts, and I'll see you guys later.